Get in, nerds. We are playing Burden of Command. Let me see. Let me just figure out where we were. Yes, we were assaulting the gun emplacements. It's a new session now, so I'm doing my best to remember where things are. I want to touch base briefly about the images. I talked to the devs, so because I saw some artifacting in some of these images that were some of the sort of single-use images that we saw in previous scenarios. Um, and I was like, these look like they were done by AI, or my hypothesis was that they were colorized by AI. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to switch back to the colorized versions. So I'm going to quickly do that. So graphics colorized. So what it is was this: I talked to the devs, and the images were they were from historical documents, but they were created like because they were from historical documents. The documents were not like these weren't taken from negatives. They were taken from images that were embedded in historical documents, and the original images were either created on low resolution technology or were not particularly or they'd been compressed in the documents where they were found. So they were pretty low res. So where AI comes into this is the devs used an AI tool to upscale the images to make them larger so that they look better in the context of the game. Um, so they're not AI generated. They're the images are part of are from historical documents, but they're one-to-one historical document images. They're not images that were created sort of. They're not images created by a derasterizer to look like historical images. They're one-to-one historical images that have been upscaled using an AI tool. So I just wanted to put that out there so that it's clear where we're at. Thanks again to the devs for getting with me on that. I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get back to the gameplay because we got some tanks. We got some tanks. So, how do I want to do this? I have two things I got to be aware of here. The enemy's got the enemy's got machine guns. And I think they got heavy machine guns up here. Now, our tanks are Stuarts. These are light tanks, Stuart A1s. Um, they're not. So I need to be aware of number one of keeping the enemy in my front arc because the side armor on the Stuart is not that high. It is not that thick. And I need to be aware of, and I need to be conscientious about making sure that the enemy's not too far above me because the Stuart's top turret armor is not that high either. So let's start with our man, Lieutenant Colonel, I forget his name. Let me see. Can I shoot at this unit from here? No, but I can shoot at them from here. Does anyone else have a visual to me over here? This spot does. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to occupy that spot, and we're going to see if this is a terrible mistake. So that's going to mean he's going to lead. I'm going to suppress this unit. And maybe the tank will draw fire if needed. So let's get going. Okay, so he's been spotted by them. No shots taken. All right, beautiful. So now the question is, do I halt? I could fire by weapon range and recon here, and that would be good. Okay, this unit's rallied a bit, or I can continue to press forward. I think the answer is. Let me see. If I shoot at this unit, they'll be just toasted. But do I need to do that? I think I'm gonna fire. I think I'm gonna complete recon by weapon range by firing weapon range with this tank. So I'm gonna halt, and then we'll shoot. And I'm gonna shoot up here. All right. They've shot back. So that's an enemy unit there. No. Hold on. I thought they shot back, but it occurs to me, I think the Stewart has a machine gun on it. There's a smarter way to do this. Hey, buddy. What do you got? Can I see the weapon? Where's the weapon in my regular units? Oh, that's not the screen I want to be in. Okay, doesn't look like it. Alright, and do you count as a colonel, sir? Or do you count as a, do I have take command capability? I do not. Alright. Alright, easy peasy. So, I'm going to move another tank up behind this tank. Move this tank up here into cover. I don't know that tanks need cover as much, but no reason not to. Again, we got light tanks here. We don't want to be ridiculous. All right, got spotted again here. Now the question is, do I send 2 tanks up this way? And I think the answer is no.
Hit him hard.
I could send this tank up here to get into the action next turn, but I don't necessarily want to do that. Because I don't have a good sense that there's no enemies over in any of these buildings. And I don't want to expose my tanks to assault right now. And let me just see. So, to check my... I believe I'd resolved that there was an enemy unit... Where? Something was bombarding me in these hexes. No, it was this hex. These two. Alright, so it was here. So if I send a tank up this way, that'll be fine. Now, where can I hit this spot from? Okay, I've actually got a lot of good... Well, not here. This is a good shot. This is a good clean shot. This is not. This is not. Alright, so it's this spot that I need to be in order to shoot at this hex. So I need to prepare my tank to get there next turn. So, let's get him going. Vroom vroom, idiots. Frankly, I can almost get there this turn. I can't shoot at this unit. I should have prepared for that possibility, but I didn't. I don't want to move into being visible just yet, so we'll stay there for now. And this tank, I'll move in behind. Just work on getting them into the action so far. And we'll see how the enemy reacts to this development. Okay, so let's start with Lieutenant Murphy. I'm going to have him bolster this squad. Wait, what do the squad's prospects look like shooting at this enemy unit? They look pretty good. So we'll bolster.
Come on.
And then we'll shoot. Or do I want to assault? It's too far. Is it smart to assault with this squad? I think it is. If I move the other squad, I could take a shot, potentially. Yes, I've got a clean shot there. Of course, they already bolstered, and I'm not in a... If I go here, I will be able to get there.
Contact.
And then assault pretty soon. So I think moving the squad here and shooting is smart. That's going to cost me one more command point.
Stay online.
But I think it's worth it.
Fire!
Alright, so now we move Lieutenant Murphy up. Lieutenant Murphy and his squad up through this cover.
Let's get going!
And how does the assault look now? Too low morale. Oh no. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. Can I bolster again? I can. Oh, I'm using all of
No speeches today. Get this
Lieutenant
done.
Murphy's giblets right now. Oh, that's a problem because I want to be able to shoot this squad with this squad. Okay, what does it look like if I just send the squad? Oh, but I really want to get that trust. Nah, I'm gonna bring them both in. Does morale look like it's 100%? Let's do it.
Drag out.
Beautiful. And I believe that puts me back up at trust level 2, which I lost a little bit of by doing something that was reasonable in the moment, but could have been better. Alright, let's see how the enemy reacts to this development. Okay. So,
Don't give him an inch.
let's see if we can't make an attack work with Lieutenant Dearborn. So first, we'll grab this squad, and we'll shoot here.
What's your flank?
And that's got them properly suppressed.
Take cover. Shit. Stay online. Keep
Now,
your heads down.
Lieutenant Dearborn, you have the ability to get here, and I think that's where I want you. Because I want to bolster this squad and see if I can get in and get them from the side, now that they've been shot at from the east. So, we'll move this squad here.
Move it. On your right.
Dearborn, you should have 2 dots left. You've got 2 dots left. Beautiful. So we'll move over to here. We'll bolster this squad. And now they can do it. 50%. Let's do it. And they didn't get it together. All right, that's okay. That's okay. These things happen. Sometimes you're yellow. It's fine. I'm gonna keep the tanks where I am right now. I didn't bother getting this squad up there, so that is what it is. All right, next, I'm gonna shoot at this squad with this squad, and then I'm gonna get Lieutenant Wilson down there to form a proper assault.
What's your flank? Move up.
Let's go. Please succeed at these morale checks. All right, beautiful. Now, we bolster.
Hell, you think this is bad?
And now we assault. That morale is still not ideal, but I'm going to do my best.
Get those gams moving. Let's go.
Beautiful. Alright, so that takes this house, that gives us a pile of experience and trust, and it keeps... it conceals the rest of our force. Alright, so... that is a good, solid turn. We got, let me see. How many objectives do I need? I need 5. So I need to get all up in this. I need to get up in this business regardless. A minor victory is only 3. Objectives labeled wreck. Which ones are those? Can I see them? Wait, no. I need all 5 to get a major victory. Unless then there's more up here. No. Those ones are not required. Alright, beautiful. So, zoom out just a bit. Alright, that's a very successful turn. Took out 2 enemy squads. Let's see how the enemy reacts. Turns left 8. Do I have a turn limit? Oh, 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 oh. This one is wreck. I see. It's a separate view. I wasn't thinking of the objective screen as a separate view. Okay, that's good. I get it. Alright, so I'm going to need to go for this one regardless. In order to secure at least a draw. So that makes sense. So, first, once again, I'm going to find my spot. Okay, it's that one. I got to get eyes. That one right here. So it's just 2 to the southwest of where Lieutenant Murphy is right now. Because I want to get a clear shot at that at that spot. Alright, we'll move by waypoints here because I want to be pointed due west. We're going to start with the tanks. Really? Nothing? Okay. Halt. And shoot.
Find a target.
Okay. Looks like nobody there. That's good. Alright. Where can I get a visual to this spot? Anywhere here. The spot this one, but not a great shot. No good shots on this spot from the ground. Dang trees. But there's one okay one from here. Okay one from here, but obviously I don't have the range because I don't have any MGs anymore. Okay. So, Colonel Wilbur is currently leading. I've shot here. Let's bring up another tank to shoot at the objective itself. Can Lieutenant Wilbur move here? No. Oop. What are other viable locations? No ideal ones, but this one's the best. If I move him up, am I putting him under threat? I think the answer is yes. So, I hate to waste this activation, but I think I want to move forward with my infantry first. Just make sure that I don't have any more enemy units stashed in any of these buildings or anything like that. I think I want Lieutenant Murphy's platoon to grab these 2 objectives. Which is going to be risky, but we'll do our best. And then Dearborn and Wilson will focus in the south. So I think that actually means passing off this leader turn for now. There was an enemy unit there. Gosh darn it. Okay, I got you in my sights now. Alright. Lieutenant Murphy's squad is totally suppressed. This is supposed to be rock solid cover. Let's rally. Do I want to activate Murphy first? I do.
Leave the wounded for the medics!
Can't go anywhere with that squad, unfortunately, but I'll be able to use our Colonel Wilbur's tanks to attack that position next turn. Alright, let's continue to move forward through this rocky terrain.
With me.
And then this squad can move up north and get into better cover. And that is Lieutenant Wilson's go. Or, Lieutenant Murphy. Alright, now I think I'm going to take the risk. So where can I shoot this spot from? Here. Alright. Alright, that unit's been revealed. We'll halt. And then we'll shoot. And we'll see what happens.
Can't see shit.
That's okay. Alright, you're doing good, Steward A1. Alright. Now, do we bring up more armor from here? I don't think so. Alright, let's get Lieutenant Wilson's squads up in here. We will first move this squad in. And then we'll move them in here. This will get them excellent cover and should get them some visibility. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Where can they see? Perhaps they did not have great visibility. No, they got visibility into here, so I think we're clean from there. All right. Lieutenant Wilson's other squad is way over here. So let's just get them moving as far and fast as they can up into the action while putting them into cover as we go. And then finally, the squad that Lieutenant Wilson is currently stashed in. Move them forward over here. Okay, 2 enemy units. Cool. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. No surprise assault here. We'll have Dearborn come in next turn. For now, we'll just soften them up. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't run any armor forward here, because I've got a bunch of enemies to deal with. Am I still hidden? I am. I am still hidden, so I don't need to worry about this squad getting shot at right now. On the other hand, this squad is facing the wrong way, so assaulting this squad with surprise could prove highly effective. But is that too greedy? I could put myself in a really nasty position. I could put myself in assaulting range. No, I'm still hidden. I'll wait and I can shoot and bolster next turn. Alright, time for Dearborn to act. Some of these... This squad still needs to be rallied pretty good. These squads have taken casualties to the point where they can't be out moraled right now. So, let's bring them up as much as we can. Stupid movement range decrease. We'll put them here. Beautiful. This unit will just bring in to cover over here. Do I move the other squad up, or do I move Dearborn over here to rally that unit? I think we moved the other squad up. No. I think I moved Dearborn because moving over here, he doesn't have the movement range. Okay, I'm so good at things. I'm so good at things. Alright, never mind. That's okay. We'll grab the squad, we'll move them up into the action. We'll get Lieutenant Dearborn en route to... I was looking at both. Oh, so good at video games. Alright. Let's get going here. Next turn will be good to go. That is a turn. Tanks are looking good. Nothing surprising happening there. Do I bring one of these tanks over this way to shell these bunkers to make it easier for Lieutenant Murphy's platoon to assault? I think probably yes. So we'll activate them next turn. Let's get this tank into cover and then turn it around. Ooh, is that a big mistake? If they've got units in here, I'll be shot in my side armor, which is not ideal. I'm going to move this unit to here. Alright, that tank's been seen because it's a tank. Change its heading to here. So that it'll be in the kind of frontal, the side armor, shooting any of these areas, but we'll have good coverage over this territory. Alright, so that's a turn. Seven more turns. Alright. So, next thing, we go after these enemy units. First, let's start with an assault by Lieutenant Wilson. So I'll grab this squad and move them up. We'll shoot at this unit to surprise and suppress them.
Steady fire!
Beautiful. We'll have Lieutenant Wilson bolster his squad.
I've seen worse than this.
Now, who do we have a better chance at attacking? Very good chances for both. Now that their fire is drawn northward, let's attack this unit.
Let's go. Let's get this over with.
Excellent. Alright, that's a bundle of trust. I'm going to use Wilson's last command point to get his other squad up here. I know there's an enemy unit still here. We'll use Dearborn to attack that next turn. Yeah. Okay, okay. So, Dearborn next. First, rally this squad. Hold on. This squad's only short 2. If I rally them, I can... Instead of rallying, I could bolster them and then get them a little bit further forward. If I rally, that's 1 point. Then I move Lieutenant Dearborn up to here. By himself. He can't get to that squad. You can get to this squad. And this squad can get to there. Rally, that's 1. Move Lieutenant Wilson, that's 1. Activate and move, that's 1. And then assault, that's... Bolster, that's 1. And then assault. 1 to rally, 1 to bolster. 1 to rally, 1 to move. 1 to activate and move, and 1 to... I gotta rally this squad. That's just sensible. Alright, now we'll move into this. What if we leave Lieutenant Dearborn where he is right now? That gives us 3. No, I think moving him back up, because I want to move him back up. That's in meta. Alright, head on in.
Shit.
Swing and a miss. That's okay. We got another unit. We can send them in. Let's try to get them from this side, shall we? Cripes. Alright. That's not good. That's not good. That's a really bad situation. Alright. That's okay. That's okay. These things happen. That squad's totally borked, but, you know, next turn we'll be in a better position. Urgh! Alright, I can't grab this squad because Lieutenant Wilson doesn't have any activation points. Alright, let's pound away at... Let's pound away at this gun. But actually first, let's get Lieutenant Murphy and his squads out of its visibility. Well, it's not ideal, is it? If I can get into this thicket... That should provide superior cover. Ooh, I can get to here. Can that gun see there? It can. But not as well. So we'll do it. It's not as good cover as this thicket, but it is what it is. And we'll send this squad into the thicket as well. And hopefully that'll keep them as concealed as they can be. Alright, and then finally we'll move the tanks. Boy, that squad's in a terrible position. Alright, let's shoot at this. Let's not shoot at that unit yet. Let's shoot at that unit with this tank. Does doing an aim shot help? No, because it's not a hard target. Alright, so we'll shoot here.
Fire!
Nice. And then with this Stuart, let's do a recon by fire and weapon range here.
Don't let up!
Okay, no enemy unit there. Feeling pretty good about that. Feeling real bad about the situation down here, but, you know, we're doing what we can do. Alright. Oh, also these units are not visible anymore. Oh, right. Yes. Let's move up our tanker leader here. I forgot to move him. I should be more conscientious about that. See what he can see. And you can do a recon by fire, weapon and range here. Okay, no enemy unit there, or at least no enemy unit that I can see. Alright, 6 more turns. How do we do this? Lieutenant Dearborn, I'm going to need you to bolster your current squad and go straight in to attack this enemy unit.
We must press them.
Oh my god, was he not standing on a unit? Oh my gosh, I'm stupid. Alright. That was smart. I'm really beefing it with Dearborn, I gotta say. I'm not doing super hot. Okay. We'll move this unit south.
How much ammo left?
Grab them both. We'll bolster the unit. And then we'll attack. Hey, Dearborn, go with them. Dearborn, no! You fool! What happened? Oh, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Alright, this unit's got to come back here. Okay. Alright, Lieutenant Wilson's going to need to sort that out, but it's not going to happen until next activation. Wow, really did not expect there to be another enemy unit over there. But I think now's the time to activate the tanks. So first, you, sir, shoot at this MG again.
Did you see that?
can't fire twice in a row. Alright. I kind of figured that would be the case, but thought I would check. Alright. Recon by fire and weapon range is still possible. I could shoot this MG squad again. But I want to do another recon by fire and weapon range. See if we got an enemy unit here.
Fire!
Doesn't look like it. Alright. Alright, feeling pretty rock solid about that. So now, let's move this tank. What's the maximum range for this unit? 16. Alright, so I'm not going to get out of its range anytime soon. And again, tanks are vulnerable to assault, so I'm going to leave this tank here for now. And once Murphy's done his job, we'll take another chance with that. The only other one is, do I want to move this unit? Okay, tanks can't cross this barbed wire at all. That's interesting. I guess maybe heavier tanks will be able to do that later on in the game. Lieutenant Colonel Wilbur. Let's recon by fire and weapon range here. Okay, it looks like other than this MG, it's starting to look like this objective is mostly undefended. Bold words for a cat about to get a bunch of fellas killed. All right. So we'll start here. Will Wilson will bolster.
Bully, give it to him.
And how does an assault look here? If we go here first, no. It's got to be here. It's from behind. It's reasonable. Let's do it. Wilson's going to save Dearborn's bacon.
Quick time. Grab your boondockers and let's go.
Oh, beautiful. All right, we got the enemy LT. Let's go ahead and we've still got a little bit of movement left. Let's alter facing to over here. Okay, okay. I want to use Wilson's command points, though, to get a little bit buck wild. Let's see what this MG's visibility is. Doesn't have a lot of visibility right around it. Let's move a unit in. Uh-oh. Alright, now we're going to go absolutely crazy. First, let's check visibility once again. Can't see either of these spots. Alright. Run in. Is there nothing over here? There's nothing over here. Excellent. Alright, we'll bring this other unit up. And we'll bring them in to secure these southern objectives. This is good. Alright, and this leaves Lieutenant Murphy over here to deal with these two, which I hope he'll be able to do. But first, he's just got to rally his squads, because they're not in such great shape morale-wise. So first, rally.
You know how this goes.
Rally himself as well. Very good. Go to this squad and rally them.
Stay low!
And that's Lieutenant Murphy's whole turn. Alright, and then finally, let's take one last pot shot at this machine gun.
Hit him first!
Alright. 4 additional turns. 5 additional turns. Alright, with that having been said, it's been a long session. We've made a lot of progress, but it is time to put a pin in it. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.